Hi, good morning everybody. My name is attorney Charles Zavala from Zavala Texas Law here in beautiful Houston, Texas. Back up. We are an immigration law firm. We also handle criminal defense and business claims. We do these videos to answer questions you guys have. So if you like it or if you have questions, you can subscribe, you can give us a call to schedule an appointment with me. No problem. We're doing everything by phone right now so everyone can stay safe via COVID. But what I'm doing is this is a video. This is going to be a part 2 of a part 1 I did, and it's regarding how to get your green card, how to get your green card through marriage. So if you haven't seen part 1, I recommend you go back and find it. You should be able to find it under the playlists, or if you were to look for it, you will find it. So big overview, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do 3 or 4 videos yet regarding this, but ultimately what all these videos are going to be about is the different ways that one can get their green card through marriage. So if you look at the first video, the first step to getting your green card through marrying a U.S. citizen is going to be what's called an I-130 petition. That's step 1. That's what video 1 is about. And what that is, a brief little overview is, let's pretend I am married. Let's say I'm from whatever country. My parents are from South America, so let's pretend I'm from Paraguay. I married my wife, who is a U.S. citizen. Step 1 is the petition, right? That's our way of showing to the government that her and I are married. And the government doesn't actually discriminate as to who you marry. So same-sex marriage is allowed. I think that changed in, oh man, I don't remember. I think it was 2000, I don't exactly remember. But it doesn't discriminate. So you can be married to male-male, female-female, doesn't discriminate. So the first step in what the first video about was called the petition I-130. That's to establish that that person's a U.S. citizen and we are married. That's really all it is. It's not too complicated, but it is a necessary step, because without that, you're not going to get into the door. So the question is going to be, okay, well, what's step 2? What happens, right? And there's actually 2 paths that one can take. You could do what's called adjustment of status, which is what this video is going to be about, or there's going to be a second step, which is called the consular processing, which that's what'll be video part 3. But for this video, we're going to do what's called adjustment of status. And what that means is, that's just a term given to it, adjustment of status. All it means is you're changing your status from what you are to a green card holder. But the thing is, not everyone's eligible for this, right? To be eligible for adjustment of status, you have had to have entered the U.S.A. legally. That's the biggest asterisk. Without having entered the U.S.A. legally, you will not be eligible for it. So if you cross over illegally or without permission, you are not eligible for adjustment of status. You know, there's some exceptions called 245I, but that's not what this video is about. So the first and most important thing is you have to have entered legally. So that means you entered with a visa, right? It could have been a tourist visa, student visa, work visa, multiple types of visas. It is important, though, to see what type of visa you entered on, because it needs to be something that's called a dual intent. Dual meaning like tool. And the reason why that's important is because not all visas allow you to change from the visa you're on to a green card here in the USA. The majority of them do. Tourist visa, student visa, some work visas do. You know, that's kind of the majority of the visas people come on. So you are eligible to do that. But still, always talk to a lawyer to make sure you hit the requirements. So step 1 is you have had to have entered legally. All right. You could still be here on a valid visa to do adjustment of status, or one of the best things is your visa could have expired and you can still get your green card through marriage as long as you're still in the USA. That's the biggest thing. So you have to have entered legally, and then from there you're still either here legally or your visa's expired but you're still here in the USA. And if you meet those qualifications and you're married to a U.S. citizen, then chances are you're probably eligible for adjustment of status. And what that means is we could do the entire process here in the USA and you don't have to leave the country, which is great, right? Because sometimes a lot of people worry, hey, if I leave the country, are they going to let me back in? Or I'm going to be so long without my loved ones, etc., etc. So let's pretend, so I tend to do videos in English and Spanish because my clientele are both languages. So the example I did with this, let's pretend we got Magnus here, right? Let's pretend Magnus is from the country Prospero, right? It's not a real country, but it's where he's from in the books. Let's pretend me and him marry, right? Remember, the government does allow same-sex marriages, but for this example, just because I'm a male, he's a male, we'll do same-sex marriage. So let's say he entered legally on a visa, okay? We marry, we can do the entire process here, and he doesn't have to go back to his home planet of Prospero. Obviously, we don't have aliens from other planets, but country, planet, same thing for this example. So what we would do is this. We would do the I-130 petition, which we talked about in part 1. We do the I-485, which is the adjustment of status. That's what's going to get you from where you are now to your green card. We also do a work permit, travel permit, everything that's needed to get you your green card. And the best thing is you don't have to leave the country, right? So this is a huge advantage for people who entered the country legally and marry a U.S. citizen, right? So the checklist you have to go through is, number 1, are you married to a U.S. citizen, or are you about to get married to a U.S. citizen, right? Number 2 is, you know what, you could actually marry a resident, and we just need to make sure we get that resident to a citizen, and then we can do this whole process. So number 1, married to a U.S. citizen or about to marry a U.S. citizen. 2, you entered legally on a visa. You could still be valid on that visa, or you could have overstayed. Either way, we should still be able to do it. If you hit those 2, you know, there's a little other criteria you have to look at to make sure you don't have criminal inadmissibility or immigration inadmissibility. But if you hit those 2, you know, we're on a good start. And that means we can do the entire process here in the U.S.A. and you don't have to leave. A lot of times people ask me, well, how long is this taking, right? And I always tell them, listen, that's kind of a loaded question, because there's 2 things we're going to look at here. One is, how long does it take our office to do your application? You know, once we get all your information, you give us everything we need, we're pretty quick about it, right? And then we submit it to immigration. Right, once immigration gets it, I don't want to say they're doing a bad job, because by no means, but they got a lot of applications, so there's a long wait time. COVID definitely is not helping it, nothing like that. So right now, I would say if we were to do an adjustment of status, let's say we got married, everything's good, we submit our application, you know, I'm going to say about 12 to 15, 16 months approximately, right? If it takes longer, I'm sorry, that's not my fault, it's immigration's fault. It all depends on which service center it gets sent to. Some of them take longer than others. I have clients who call me and sometimes are upset about that their case is taking longer. I get it, but I have no control over that. It's just whichever service center is going to be handling it. So that's the benefit, you know? I mean, so a lot of people who are married to a U.S. citizen, interested in getting married to a U.S. citizen, you may be eligible for adjustment of status if you entered the country legally and are still here on your valid visa, or if you have overstayed, okay? So just to give you another example, let's pretend Magnus entered a long time ago, 6 years ago, and his visa expired, but he's still here in the USA. We could still do adjustment of status, okay? The government's gonna look at how did you enter, okay? So if you think you qualify for this, you know someone that qualifies for this, you have more questions, feel free to give us a call. You know, our phone number is there on the screen. We're more than happy to schedule an appointment with you, or you can look into our description and you can schedule an appointment yourself. But ultimately, this adjustment of status is a huge benefit if you qualify. Okay, so if you'd like more information, I mean, you can check out all our videos or check out part 1, but we can definitely take it from there. We're more than happy to handle your case. We handle cases all over the USA, all over the world. So feel free to give us a call if you have any questions. I will be making a part 3 regarding the consular processing. That means if you marry a U.S. citizen, but you did not enter legally, or you are still in your host country, you know, there's still a way to do it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Anything y'all need, feel free to give us a call. My name is Charles Zavala here from Zavala Texas Law. More than happy to help anyone. I hope y'all stay safe out there, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.